Now, why are those industry targets? It's because those industries that are in there, all of them increase the wages. They elevate the wages higher. That's what we want to do here. We want, city, we want higher paying jobs, an inventory of higher, we want to use our resources, human and financial, to attract an inventory of higher paying jobs than what we have now, so that the residents of our community have opportunities to increase their quality of life and generate career ladder opportunities and so forth. Second reason is we want to improve the jobs housing balance so that we don't have our citizens spending an hour and a half commuting each day. We want less commuting, more community. Third reason, fiscal, obviously don't need to talk about that. And fourth reason is, fourth goal is in green building, encouraging public and private investment in all kinds of green economics, which is the future and doesn't require enormous resources of land and infrastructure. Okay, so here's our recommendations. I think there's 10 of them. I'm sorry, 14. One, and I don't want to discount, I mean, this is the number one for a reason. Encourage the greening of existing businesses that attract new firms, and attract new firms that use sustainable technologies. Now, those are two different things. When I say encourage the greening of existing businesses, that means working with those businesses, spending time and effort to work with those businesses to educate them to adopt money-saving, energy-saving green technologies that will not cost the city anything in terms of investments in infrastructure and will generate jobs to do that. The second thing is in terms of attracting new businesses, ones that are using sustainable technologies. In that way, it's kind of like the old-fashioned business attraction, but we're looking for ones that are looking at sustainable technologies. Rationale is that shifting Dixon toward a green economy simply takes time and effort. That's all it does. Doesn't take a lot of, nobody's going to have to come to you for a big expenditure. Okay, second one is biotech. Now, in the report, you'll see that biotech is a complex industry. There's like 4 parts to it, and we see that you can get 3 parts of the 4. A 4th part is not a good fit for Dixon. So those 3 parts are research and development, exactly what you have out there in Genentech now. Second part is medical device manufacturing, and the third part is the production of agricultural chemicals. Those are your niches in biotechnology. It has been one of the best sectors in California's economy, and we think it's a very good thing to go for.
I'm sorry?
Okay. Third recommendation is to focus on businesses that are already in the region. They know Dixon, they know the advantages of Dixon and the advantages of being along the 80 corridor. We're not going to Florida, China, or Canada to try to attract businesses to Dixon. Fourth is to continue the relationship with the Solano EDC. I know that costs money, but it's a really useful expenditure. You're getting staff time for a reasonable expenditure. You're getting expertise to help Mark to help the whole city with your job. So it's a recommendation to continue that relationship. The Marketplace newsletter that Mark created is a really terrific tool that's inexpensive and effective in terms of getting Dixon's word out there. Continue it. And back to your point, which probably should be recommendation number 3, is shovel-ready business sites. That's your issue. That's why you don't have business, and that's what you need to do to get more business, despite the current economic conditions. 7 maybe have changed a little bit because it's a moving target. The city's website has been improved. There are still improvements that can be made regarding the web-based information, but there's definitely been an improvement over the last few months in the city's website and the information. But it's a very important, again, it's a reasonable, decent expenditure, and high-quality web-based information is now probably the most important way to communicate with the rest of the world. Amtrak stop. It should be the RDA's highest priority. And the reason is that that stop will benefit the larger region and the whole community, not just one building and one property owner. And the second reason is that $21 billion train has Amtrak stop written all over it if you go for it. Now, you're already doing this downtown. You should support mixed-use housing projects. I think we talked about that in the development fee presentation. There was something, it was a discussion about more mixed use, more infill. That's what this is. Kind of corroborate that. Core drainage improvement project, continue to implement that. I mean, we'll open up new sites for commercial development. Okay, so that's the basic recommendations there. Now, regarding the Northeast Quad, I want to talk about the constraints. I think that I think the report does a good job in laying out the specifics of the constraints and kind of demythicizing the problem and articulating what exactly we are trying to tackle here. So obviously the number 1 is the water supply. And the number 2 is the wastewater treatment plants, and percolation ponds may need to be improved to support long-term growth. There's a whole layer of complexity under that, I understand that. But that's the summary statement of that. This is the third one here, is probably the most important one, really, is the wastewater treatment collection lines, i.e. the sewer lines, must be extended into the underdeveloped areas in advance of the new business space. That's the key. That's the expensive part. You got to get it there. The communities that are going to be successful in the future have to bring the infrastructure to the site before the business comes. The approach has been, let the business fund it. And that hasn't worked, and it's unlikely to work going forward.